Old Bay belongs on the rim of every Bloody Mary.
Okay. I was like, where we go?
Like, that's
no, Bloody. No, I immediately said Old Bay. I was like, that's Bloody Mary.
That's Bloody Mary.
Yeah, I never got into the Bloody Mary, so obviously that went over my head.
I want like a rocks glass of Bloody
Did you take
Mary.
us live on this?
Want a huge.
Absolutely did.
Menace.
I'm really sorry I wasn't still gnawing on that lamb bone I had. Gave it to my
Would have been fitting. Oh my god. Okay, so hear me out. You can change whatever type of alcohol you want into it. I prefer it in a whiskey. But if you do like a whiskey, you can do pineapple and then like a cinnamon simple syrup. Simple yet delicious. You also do like with like rum.
Good.
So I don't know if you've been to like a Brazilian steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Or just they do the grilled pineapple with cinnamon on the outside. It tastes like that. It's fantastic.
God, it's been so long.
Amazing.
Literally texting my best friend right now.
Fantastic. I know, like, don't do Fireball, but like, I know Jim Beam or Jack Daniels have good cinnamon whiskeys. You can do it a cinnamon whiskey and pineapple juice.
Oh, Fireball.
Simple. Don't do Fireball. That's just
no. We've left that behind.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
that's
just
hatred
mistakes.
in a bottle.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's just a bunch of mistakes.
I know a lot of people who have had to leave tequila behind, and I have not had to leave tequila behind.
You know, we're besties.
Yeah, I just, it's the only liquor I'll take shots of. It like, I won't.
I can't.
I love doing tequila shots. The first shots I ever did were tequila shots with my parents, and it was very good.
I love that for you.
Yeah. I consistently horrify my mom, which is like, you always like the hard liquor. And I'm like, well, I hate wine and I like sweet drinks. So I'm going to get drunk after one glass. So.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, I know. It's funny because she always has to get a margarita whenever we go somewhere that has that.
I was about to be like, your mom being like, why aren't you ordering more mixed drinks whenever we're together?
Yeah. Why don't you like wine?
It's something I like sweeter drinks, and wine just has this, like, I don't know what it is. The aftertaste feels really sour and tart to me. Yeah. White Rieslings, though, I do like. Reds, I can't do reds.
Oh, I can get that.
You were raised Catholic, right?
Oh, yeah.
It tastes like going to communion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hated the church wine.
It really doesn't. I mean, that wine tastes different. I don't think red wine tastes like religious trauma.
Because it's the blood of God. The blood of Jesus.
Yeah, it's because you believe in transubstantiation. It's transubstantiated. It's
a little cannibal.
So, the Catholic school I went to as a child.
Jesus just is an alcoholic with late stage diabetes, which is why it tastes like that.
Every thought just left my head except that.
No,
I mean, look at the world that we have left in his absence. Like, would you not drink?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like he'd encourage it. He changed all that. He brought the wine back for the wedding.
Water to wine.
So, yeah. Shit, my dice.
Oh shit, my dice.
Put those anywhere.
I have to make sure I know where they are, or else Nancy will wake up and try to eat them because she's an idiot.
Sorry, we didn't have a TKC this week, so I had to get my heresy in.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. It was incredible.
I had a thought, and I was going to say it, and then you said that, and the thought went away.
Just flying away.
You didn't need that. You didn't need that there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
I remember saying my Catholic school, and then I forgot what I was going to say after that.
Oh, it was about the communion wine.
There we go. Yeah, no, the rector in charge of buying all the communion wine would buy like $400 bottles of wine. And then we would go to communion and all the little kids would get wasted. because their idea of a sip of communion wine was to hand out the little tiny shot glasses, and you had to finish it before you went back to your pew.
What?
Well, we
They
do
give
those
shot
too.
glasses
We
in
do those too at
church?
my church.
Yeah.
It's so that you don't have to. It's a COVID safe thing for the
Yeah.
church I'm in, so
Oh,
that
it's a
you're
new
not all
thing.
sharing
Okay.
from the thing.
Well, this was in the early 90s, but
This was it was back in the day. Yeah.
yeah, it was back in the day.
Mhm.
But these aren't
I
like
also
Dixie
used to.
cups. They're like thimbles.
Yeah.
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 Apparently they went with the supersize method.
Yeah, seriously. More grace is better, I guess.
And all I remember is that me and a few of the other non-Catholic kids were encouraged to go up twice.
That's so strange because I was always told that if you're not Catholic, you can't take communion at Catholic church,
you
which
gotta
made
sit
me
your ass in the
always
pew.
go.
They made us go. I did not get a choice.
Oh.
What?
Also, I'm just realizing we also did communion. I'm not Catholic.
Well,
Communion
I'm Episcopal, and we did communion for the Episcopal.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was like, I never
we're Catholic
really
light.
knew for sure. Right. Catholic light, yeah.
communion
Black
is
Baptist, which is just Southern Baptist, where it doesn't matter which side of the Mason-Dixon line you're on.
Hi, guys.
I don't know where we go from here. We have had a wild, first 10 minutes being live here. Not even. Jesus Christ, literally.
So pleased with yourself.
I am so pleased with myself. It has been a week, and I am running on 5 hours of sleep. So you know what? I am that prodigal
5
son.
hours.
I feel so refreshed. Sure.
I feel so refreshed. I am like Malcolm, and 5 hours is an accomplishment. Cass, don't encourage me.
Look, we have the same sleep habits. I can't not encourage
It's true.
you.
Yeah, same. I just don't say that I sleep a normal amount because I'm not a liar.
It's a normal amount for me.
Thank you. Cass is correct.
Don't look at me like that. You don't got chopsticks to back it up.
Yeah, we're the chopsticks.
Strong, more
okay.
powerful.
I'm in trouble. I got the fan out.
Okay. Got it. You are ready for tomorrow night.
Correct. It is, as they say, keep that thing on me.
Alas, though, it is not tomorrow night. That will be coming up in one day. And instead, it is Redacted night. And that means it's time to introduce us and what we do here and what this game is and who this lovely cast includes. So hi, we are live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that raises money for aid organizations and good causes. We are currently raising money for Doctors Without Borders to support the incredibly important work that they are doing in the crisis in Gaza and in other places where atrocities are being committed. And so we ask that at any point, instead of giving us bits or cryptocurrency or anything like that, that we will not see enough of and will not make it to the good cause. Instead, just click on the donate button and put that money directly to Doctors Without Borders. If you are, for instance, on mobile, you can type !donate and that link will come up there. Otherwise, it's going to be where the subscribe button would usually be. We have hidden that button. We ask that you do not seek it unless maybe, for instance, you have decided to throw an Amazon Prime sub our way, something like that, so that we're not giving too much money to the corporations. If you do that, just be forewarned, Brennan Lee Mulligan will kill one dog for every month you've been subscribed. We ask that you don't do that. There's been a lot of dogs in the past month, a disconcerting number of dogs. Several people on this call were responsible for some of those dogs. I might be one of them. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Do as I say, not as I do, clearly. But with that, this is Redacted. This is our psychological horror game. And I'm so excited to have the full cast back tonight because we were down a person last time. As noted, This is a horror game, and that means it deals with a variety of content warnings and possibly triggering material, including cults and cult activity, which includes manipulation and gaslighting, fires, burning and being burned, medical abuse, and neglect. Those are the big ones. Other topics that have come up do include things like drowning and also ritualistic murder. So, if any of those for you would be things that you would not want to see as content in a game, this game probably is not for you. We invite you to take care of yourself and come back for one of our other streams, which includes different types of content that are not these things. This is a unique game where my cast is playing multiple characters. And so I am going to have them go around, introduce themselves, and give us the current rundown of who they are playing. Starting with, as always, Steph.
Hi, I'm Steph. Tonight I will be playing Kai Caldwell. He is the Martyr Playbook. Also in my arsenal is the classic Wet Rat, Rebecca Dalton, the Villain Playbook, Ivy Finley, the Hero Playbook, and Harlow Keats, the Sage Playbook. Maybe she will make an appearance at some point. We shall see. She's waiting.
Maybe. You were hanging out in the cult stomping grounds last time, so
Yeah.
who knows? All right, Q, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Q. Tonight I'm playing Weston Dominic Brooks. He's the Villain Playbook. I'm also playing Raven, who is the Trickster. There's Russell, the Child. And I'm currently playing Mr. Christian Winters, who is the Hero Playbook. Just having a good old time here, gang.
It's been a real normal one, and I think you had one of the most normal times, honestly.
I don't. It's all a blur.
Oh yeah, with the devil card.
Right.
Yeah,
No,
so
right.
normal.
So wild because yes, technically I did have the most normal time, but like, what does that mean for any of what happened?
I mean, you were just at a desk, like clearly just doing office work. You know, that's
Yeah,
a
and then
real
someone
normal
said,
thing.
"Get out." So
Technically, they said you're not supposed to be here.
right, sure.
You know, I mean,
It's the same
we're
vibe.
splitting hairs. Yeah,
It's the same vibe.
It's the same vibe.
All right, Della, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Della. Tonight I will be playing the owner of the body, Rachel Blauhair, who is the parent playbook. I will also be playing Siobhan Orion, whose name I do remember. Siobhan Orion is the Martyr playbook. Then there is Dr. James Finley, who is the Dragon playbook. And then there's the one who's currently in control of the body. The Bearer of the Sacred Flame. The Villain playbook.
And
I'm
we
out,
do,
motherfuckers.
and we do try to not make Della do that voice all night.
It's fine. It's fine. If I remember
Bucket
not to
we
do
ball.
it,
Right.
bucket we ball. If I remember not to do it in the back of my throat and do it farther forward in my face, it's fine.
Thank you, Steph. That was an appropriate use of that reaction on so many levels. And now we get to welcome back Cass, who we did not have with us last time.
No, I was at a wedding.
How could you?
It was a lot. There was drama. Anyway, I am playing, or well, let's flash back to 6 weeks ago, the last time I was here. I was playing Abraham, Rebecca's father. He ruined brunch with his brains on the table. He was the parent playbook. And then there's Anna Weissager, and she's a little obsessed with the bearer of the sacred flame. It's totally fine. And then there's Gwydion, who is panicking quite a lot, who is the trickster playbook. And last but not least is Mara, and who the fuck knows what Mara is anymore? So.
Those weren't concerning words at all. I'm not concerned about that. I think that sounds fine.
You read my DMs, don't even.
It's true. It's true. I do know all of the secrets. Of which there are none in this game, because why would there be secrets?
Marco, you can't lay there, sweetie. I'm going to step on your head.
Buddy.
But what if we did, though? But what if Margot did do that?
She's so cute. She's so cute.
So, where we are going to start tonight. I am going to ask you, Cass, not to put you too much on the spot, but I am wondering if you can remind us when Mara would meet with their handler. They would meet in the library.
Mm.
What did that library look like? What was that space that they would sit and talk in?
I believe I said it was like their high school library, and it was Gwydion who met with them last time. But there was a sofa in the back corner that was just kind of understood to be Mara's spot the brief time they were in high school. And most often they could be found sleeping on it.
And what floor was that on?
To be real honest, my high school is all on one floor because it used to be a prison. Not a joke. And I would say second floor. Yeah.
Yeah, that is perfect. And so, Mara, you think you're Mara. You're pretty sure that you're Mara. You wake up on that couch on the second floor of the library. You must have been there very late because all of the lights are off. The only thing you can see off somewhere vaguely in the distance is the exit sign. The one that leads to the stairwell. And you can see a little bit more than that. You can see what looks like moonlight spilling through the windows onto the different desks and alcoves, the places to study, books stacked from students. You can see a bit of the stacks themselves, but most of those are in shadow. And you have to move through them to reach that exit sign.
So I woke up in Page Master.
That's a valid thought. That's a valid thought.
Macaulay Culkin's gonna pop around the corner in cartoon form. I'm deflecting. You said I think I'm Mara.
I did say that.
Who's Mara?
I like that answer. I like that question. I like that thought.
Mara doesn't. I don't think there's any movement. I think there's a lot of sitting and going, where am I? Oh, I recognize this place. What time is it? Oh, it's nighttime. Wait, who am I? Because it feels like something's missing.
I think that's a really good catch because, yes, it does feel like someone is missing, which is strange because it's not like all of you is missing.
I think Mara starts crying and doesn't know why.
And you are there, sitting in the dark, sitting in a place that feels familiar, crying, and there's no one to give you comfort. And I don't know how long it's been since Mara, whoever that is, has been in that position.
Mara's never been in that position. There's always been someone. I also don't think Mara's cried in a long time.
Interesting. I would like to know your thoughts.
I think the last time Mara cried was the first time someone tried to bully them. There was a thrown punch. And then crying because they realized they were going to get in trouble for throwing the first punch. And then the tears got them out of trouble. But that was middle school, junior high. That was 20 some odd years ago. And even then, Mara wasn't alone.
And it's interesting because you bring up that example of that last instance of Mara crying and the reasons behind it. What are they crying for right now?
Their heart's broken because they're alone. She's alone.
Mara, you hear You hear the sound of a door close. There are no footsteps coming towards you, but there is a sense that someone else is there.
Who's there? I'm out.
No one answers.
She doesn't move.
You say you don't move, Ara, but suddenly you're standing. Suddenly you're walking. It feels strange and in some ways familiar. But it doesn't feel right because you've never felt this with an absence, because as we established, you've never been alone.
Mm-hmm. She tries to stop walking.
Roll with shadow.
Don't think I had anything to this. Oh, I had one. Oh.
Listen, in a powered by the apocalypse system, one is not bad. One is actually pretty good.
I fucking rolled boxcars.
Incredible.
I love these new dice. They're the greatest thing. So that's a 13.
You absolutely stop walking. It is not difficult, but in that process of stopping yourself from walking, you become aware of something you weren't aware of before. It's almost like this string or this thread that is tied around your wrist, and you can feel the tension in it. It is attached to something. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can feel the sensation. And you can tell that it is pulling you towards that exit sign. And in fact, I think you feel a tug on it.
She sits down on the floor and tugs back. Not bait on the end of the string, gonna pull on the fishing line.
And I think there's a few minutes probably then a back and forth where you tug, they tug. They don't become more insistent. They clearly aren't trying to drag you or force you. but they aren't budging, at least in this moment.
She starts like invisibly like reeling it in like she's the fishing line now. Just slowly, steadily, not tugging on it, just
Yes, there are a few people that could be on the end of this line.
yeah.
Who do you think it is?
Who do I think it is or who do I want it to be?
I'd like to hear both.
I think it's one of my employers. I want it to be Gwyd.
So I've got some good news and bad news.
Yeah, there it is.
The good news is that it's not one of your employers.
Ooh, okay.
The bad news is that it's not Gwyd, which means I think it's Anna.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does Anna come out of the stairwell? Just out of curiosity.
Anna has never seen this place. Has no idea who's on the other end of the line. I think she's. Did you guys see Birds of Prey where Harley skips into the police station? Yeah. The da, 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 da.
And so I now need to know, what is Anna's reaction to seeing Mara, and what is Mara's reaction to see Anna?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to talk to myself, aren't I?
You are.
Not like I don't practice doing this from high school. Okay. Anna will look at Mara and go, "Oh my, why are you crying?" And I think Mara has seen this woman's picture before, knows exactly who this is. Did not realize to probably very few short hours ago that this person was in her head. Gwydion kept that shit on lock. And I think Mara goes, "Where is he? Where's Gwyd?" And I'm sure Anna doesn't know the answer to that question. So she just kind of scampers up and sits down, crisscross applesauce, like both of them sitting in the aisle now, facing each other.
How is Mara feeling given that recognition of Anna?
I think Mara's moved on from loneliness and is edging into rage. So I don't think Mara intends to hurt Anna. I think Mara instinctively knows that's not going to do any good. But I think whatever details Mara is remembering about Anna right now, she knows that Anna will hate whatever's happening to them just as much as she does. And so this is an ally. For now.
And just so I have a sense, how long do the two sit there? In this darkness, in this stillness, in this silence? And the fact that even after hearing that door close, you have seen no sign of anyone except for Anna.
And I got the feeling that the sound of the door opening and closing that got me to stand up in the first place was Anna coming in.
You're pretty sure it wasn't. You're pretty sure this was completely separate.
If that's the case, and I realize that, it's going to be about 30 seconds, and then Mara's going to be up on her feet. And then Anna is likely to stand up and grab her hand. And we'll use a move if I can.
I would love that. I'm hoping
I've
for a
seen
lot
this.
of moves happening.
Yeah, I've seen this all
Right.
before. When you use this move, ask the analyst what is about to happen. The analyst will describe what you see, notice, and recognize that allows you to see what is about to happen with enough time to act in whatever way you see fit.
I love that because in that moment, I think it's the moment that Anna takes Mara's hand, that moment of connection.
Mm-hmm.
You find your eyes drawn towards the window where that moonlight has been spilling in, and you see a figure in a white suit standing there, holding a clipboard, making notes. And then it's almost like your vision flickers and glitches and rewinds. And he's no longer standing there. You know he will be.
My eye starts watering. Anna will know that and dart them down an aisle, keeping them out of sight of all the windows.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Because Anna has a problem with authority, especially people with clipboards taking notes about her. She's been that test subject.
Mm-hmm. It is reasonable that she would not want to be that test subject again, especially not the test subject of Dr. Thurston. My favorite thing about bringing Thurston back is everyone's expressions.
I feel like my expressions look a little more unhinged because of the makeup tonight.
Raph made a really good bad guy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
It's so
Rancid.
good.
So rancid.
So rancid.
Love
Just
it.
vile.
I just want to get everybody with the villain playbook in a room with Thurston and watch what happens.
I mean, I stabbed him a bunch of times. So,
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel bad about it. Still don't.
No one would.
It wasn't
I was
even
going
my
to say, we didn't need everyone to have the villain playbook for bad things to happen. Like,
Oh.
And I don't have the villain playbook.
that sounds
Just-
like something a villain would say. I feel convinced, Cass, that is not something that's happening.
I'm also convinced. Can't you see on my face?
The fan's not out. I'm not in trouble.
I could use the convincing.
True.
Anna would love to convince the bearer, okay? Would love it.
And so, Anna, where do you guide Mara as the two of you are moving through the stacks, staying out of sight of the window and out of sight of what you believe is Thurston's sightline?
So, question. Is this library like modeled on the real thing? Or are we talking dream library with endless stacks of books?
These stacks are behaving normally.
I think
Would you like
Anna,
to try to influence the library around you? Is my
Anna
question.
wouldn't have that thought. Anna would zigzag through the stacks, doubling back, going forward, and then go for the exit.
You reach the exit to the stairwell with no problem. It's the stairwell that seems off because you go through the exit and there actually is no stairwell. You move through that door and you're on the first floor. And Mara probably I was going to say Mara probably doesn't know this. They might. It's possible that they've seen images of this library because it's one that we've seen before.
Oh,
It is one that the last time we saw it looked warm and welcoming. Looked like there should be a nice, friendly librarian ready to greet you behind the front desk. The lights are off and the space remains dark.
Anna would know that library.
She would, though it's been a while since she last saw it.
I think they would probably both, without realizing they're moving in tandem now, both slam to a stop about 15 feet in. What is it? I don't know if you guys can hear the noise gates. Okay. That's Donna Noble. She's my loud child. Yeah, we come to a sudden stop.
You can see the front doors from where you're standing.
I don't think Anna ever entered this place through the front door.
That tracks for Anna, honestly.
So I think she probably pulls Mara to the circulation desk. They hop over and head toward the back.
Nothing stops you. You're able to move to the circulation desk, move beyond, head to that back entrance. But when you step through that door, you're in another stairwell. And this one This one you do not like. This one, the vibes are not optimal because it's dark, but the lights are flickering. And the thing is, it's disconcerting enough when you're in a lit room or hallway and the lights flicker. But when it's dark and there's that intermittent burst, that feels different. And this feels almost sterile. The walls look wrong. It's not just scuff marks on them, it looks like blood. And the walls themselves, there's a moment as you're looking, as you're both looking, that it looks like maybe the paint is chipped. But as the lights are flickering, you realize the paint might be chipped. The paint might be coming off. That's because there's something behind it. You don't think you've ever seen this much black mold in a place that hasn't been condemned. The walls are literally bulging. It is growing. It is invasive. It is not in any way reaching out to the degree that it could touch you. Like you could easily walk down the stairwell and ignore all of it, but it shouldn't do this. It should not make the walls bulge. This is a safety code violation by a lot.
OSHA would not approve. Do I get the sense that we're being watched?
Yes.
Anna's going to squeeze Mara's hand. Look at her. I'm not him, but I'll do my best. And she'd like to use her new move, Unshakable, which I believe is from the Martyr playbook. When you use this move in response to others' attempts to manipulate or threaten you, their words fall flat and you experience no ill effects. You know that in this moment, this is not the end of your story. So what do you have to fear from them? And I think she wants to bolster the two of them to be like, ah, fuck no.
I absolutely love that. And I'm gonna give that to you. I'm also gonna have you roll with Shadow
For Anna,
for Anna.
+2. Which I needed because I rolled a 1 and a 6. +2 makes that a 9.
Anna, you know that there are two options here. And you're not entirely sure how you know. Maybe it's that confidence that you were just able to breathe in and give to yourself and Tamara. Maybe it's everything you've already experienced and the fact that there is not much left to fear. There is only experience to have.
And Anna loves new experiences.
And so you know that there are two paths you can take.
Mhm.
You can go up the stairs And you know that you and Mara will step out.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll just be the two of you. You
Anna
know
knows this.
Anna
Oh,
knows this.
shit.
Or you can go down the stairs and there may be some additional trials and tribulations that could come your way. But there is at least one more person down there. If you go up, you will leave them there for now. If you go down, you may be able to bring them with you.
Anna will process all of that information and let go of Mara's hand. Turn around, put her hands on her shoulders. Okay, we've got options. Only two. Easy choice. Up is out. Down is not out. And maybe our missing friend. Could be the other one, though. Not sure. Up to you, kid. I may like driving sometimes, but it's still your car. And I figure we both go up now, we're kind of fucked. More numbers is better. And I think Mara will take a look around. Does she recognize what this mold is?
There is definitely not enough light to gauge that.
A GD, I'm with a firebug. You can't tell me that Anna doesn't, even in liminal space, have a way to start a fire.
Would Anna like to start a fire?
Yes, please.
I need to know for so many reasons. How does Anna start this fire?
Anna reaches into her hair underneath the bandana and pulls out one of those really long matchsticks that she's been using as a hair pin. Like one of those ones you use to start a bonfire. And it's a friction one, so she just hits the railing. And it's like that scene in Atlantis where they do this, like the sound off, who's dead? The little pinprick light. And you just see these eyes. And she holds it out. Because it'll burn for a second. And I don't think Mara voiced her need for light out loud. I think Anna just knew she needed it.
And I think that makes sense. I think the longer the two of you have been in contact with one another, the more those reactions have become automatic.
Mm-hmm.
And so Anna holds up the light to the mold. Not mold.
Didn't think so.
As the light gets closer to it, it recoils.
Is it recoiling because it's light or because it's fire specifically?
Because it's light.
Okay.
It's not mold, it's shadows.
Mm-hmm. We're just inside the stairwell, right? I think Anna grabs Mara's hand and says, 1 second. Pulls her back out. Uses the books to make a couple makeshift torches. She's like, normally I'm not a fan of burning books, but needs must. And just lights the corner of books on fire and then like tucks a couple more in her skirts and hands one to Mara. So we're going down? Yeah, we're going fucking down.
And I think the last image we see right now of Mara and Anna is the two of them holding burning books, walking down this dimly, well, flickering light. It's not really dimly lit.
Mm-hmm.
This intermittently lit stairwell that just keeps going and going and going. We're going to come back to that excursion down in a moment, but right now we're going to rejoin our trio who are in the chapel in the cult territory, having just had some experiences that they came back from just in time to hear the sounds of an air raid siren in the distance and to feel the ground trembling.
That's what I forgot.
Just flip through my notes to remind myself. Yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
I even posted the sound of the siren. I remember.
I think Kai just coming out of the place he went subconsciously just kind of has tears in his eyes and just wipes them away and just hears a siren and feels the ground rumble. It's just like, would you fuck off?
So while I can definitely appreciate that you are frustrated, I will say that probably can't hear you.
Hey, JD.
Yo, what's up?
I want to know what's going on. And I know this place is not tectonically active. More's the pity. But I do know that especially after this experience, that I am more intimately connected to my shadow self. I would very much like to, as the villain, use my new move, Tree of Knowledge.
Oh, let's go.
Let's fucking go.
I can't wait for you to see who I took that for. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
Yes, spicy.
Oh, I opened my dice thing upside down, but it's a very good dice thing. It kept all of the dice
Very nice.
their rightful
Capsules
home.
contained. That's good.
The
It-
extra
Oh.
life
Ooh,
box
love
from last
that.
Very
quarter.
nice.
What am I rolling? Oh, I'm rolling Echoes of the Past.
You sure
That's
are.
the fun one.
That is the fun one. I'm gonna take some psychic damage. Do 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 do. Let me see. Wait, where'd it go? It's right there. It just keeps going away when I try to click on it. Fuck you. Thank you. All right, there we are. Echoes of the past. I am rolling with shadow. That's a 6 and my shadow is 0. Okay,
Oh!
yeah. Balls. Okay.
But you still get to ask a question.
You
Even though
do.
it's mixed.
Ooh.
That's
I
the
can
good part of this
also
move.
ask a question. I take a psychic damage, right?
You do take a psychic damage.
Yeah.
Wait, no, hold on. I
At
thought
least one.
I thought Echoes was you're switching.
It is. No,
Oh.
that is
Oh.
true.
On a
We
miss,
haven't
automatically
used it
revert
in
to
so
previous.
long that I've
Oh.
forgotten that. Yep.
How could you forget? That's how we got half these
Oh,
ghosts
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
It is. That is how
That's
we got
true.
half
That's
these
how I got
ghosts.
Shiv. What I'm trying to ask here, though, before I switch over, is what is a memory of mine from the previous cycle? Do I know this air raid siren? Have I experienced this before? Have we experienced this before?
And I think that in particular is a good question that you're checking in with all of you, because this siren hasn't been heard on the island in a very, very long time. In fact, I think Dr. Finley might have been the last person and the first to hear it in this group.
Interesting. Though, in the 19 teens, they did not really have aircraft for like air raid sirens, Oh, okay. What did
Oh no.
What did it mean when Dr. Finley was alive?
When Dr. Finley would hear this sound, and you are correct, it makes no sense logically that this would have been the sound. In fact, I think it takes a few moments because there are so many others where this exact sound would presumably be more connected to the era that they were in, whether it was something more akin to an air raid, whether it was, as some places use it, a tornado siren, whether it was, as we used to experience in Maryland, the sound of the fire department being called. There could be a lot of explanations for it, but the idea of it being all the way back when the tuberculosis ward was there feels wrong. But it would always mean the same thing. It would mean that someone had died.
Hey, that's what church bells are for. What the fuck is this?
I hate this island.
What the maybe we just need to sink it, guys.
This island's bad.
It can go. It can all go. I've
move
already
the
said
people,
this. I've already said this. Also, JD, I need you to understand. You know that I posted the air raid siren sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the sound that my fucking zombie LARP used when our people died. So I hate this. I hate this so much is the thing.
Oh my god.
This is bad.
Whereas
Clearly, I subconsciously took that in somehow from you.
Yeah. Whereas that is the sound of every tornado siren in West Tennessee. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I've heard them a lot lately.
It's like they've been
I've been worried
happening.
about you, bud.
I'm fine. They've literally gone around me. It's the Memphis bubble. Don't worry about it. Geography works in our favor.
Yeah. It's like Jacksonville
It's
and
not
hurricanes.
Iowa.
R.I.P.
So this was specifically for the TB ward?
This was for any death on the island.
What the fuck?
Hey, yo, what is wrong with y'all?
This
What is
island-
literally what is wrong with y'all?
JD, sneaky little question. Do Anna and Mara hear that?
I love that question so much.
Ooh.
Yes, they do.
Oh shit, the fuck?
I think okay, well, no, I missed, so I know that information, but I don't think I can actually use it before I switch. JD, who am I? Who am I now?
I think you can because I think you're Finley now. I think like as you're trying to figure out who has the information and sifting through, it makes sense that Finley comes to the surface.
I think Finley, you see the posture changes again slightly, gets that kind of like again, kind of bird-like. Finley is bird-like in a very different way than Rachel is bird-like. He's kind of got that crane kind of like little stoop, little like look, whereas Rachel kind of has that like I am either all stillness or all explosive motion thing going. But he's kind of got that stork-like, heron-like thing going.
He's the water bird.
He's a water bird. Yep. Yep.
Boop.
Boop. Boop. So he boops up, and sort of looks around and says, "Who has died?"
Sorry, what? Well, I mean, Mara, Abraham, all of their collective ghosts, like an hour ago.
You're not the keeper. I don't think we've met.
Oh no.
I'm
Yes.
Christian. Christian, yeah.
It is very nice to meet you, Christian. I am Dr. James Finley. It is
Oh, okay. Yes, the doctor from yes, and you have a wife. I remember that note. It was very important. It was on the board. Big letters.
I got the wife. She's in here.
Is she
Oh,
alright?
good. Then you're both together. Oh, baby.
Baby. Oh, sweetheart.
Okay, good. So you're both together. That's probably good. Have you all tried like purposefully switching?
Rachel and Siobhan can do this. I have not found myself interested in doing this.
That's fair. I'm sorry. You asked who died. Why?
How did Mara die?
Shot in the head.
Someone from outside, I guess. And then the body was gone, apparently.
Well.
So what? The siren? Is that a thing the ward used when people died? Is that why you're asking? It's fucking weird.
The whole island. Whenever anyone died, they would. It's a small community. It is a small island.
Are there no bells in the church? Like, it has to be like this big, ominous, like, air raid thing?
You cannot hear the church from the TV ward.
Oh, okay.
But wait, haven't there?
Well,
didn't you mention there was somebody that already died beforehand?
Well,
So why is this the first time you're
Yes.
hearing it?
Oh, yes, Thurston. I suppose I am hearing it. It did not go off when we killed Thurston, to the best of my knowledge. I did try to write. I did let Rachel. I traded with Rachel then.
But they don't use this shit anymore, right? I mean, they didn't sound it when that girl got murdered.
You know as much as I do.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I have not. The last. We are in a hovel now.
Yeah, we're in the
No. So,
woods.
you know the really scary individual that's in there with you, the keeper.
Yes, I am
Right. So
aware of them.
this is their old stomping ground. It is there, right? I'm doing that right.
Yeah, it's there.
Great.
That's the
Okay.
vibe I'm getting. Yeah.
I'm still learning. So
No, you're good. Yeah.
okay.
You're good, Christian.
I will say it is strange to me as well, but the vibe that I get from them is that they don't care because gender is not a thing they have.
Oh, okay. Good
That
for them.
you
I
know that
guess.
makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah, they probably
Well,
burned it
this
away.
I'm glad
this
it
is their
makes
old
sense to you. It does not make that much sense to me, but I do not need it to make sense in order to be respectful.
From what I've gathered about them, they're not particularly invested in the here.
Yes, sounds right.
Right. They're sort of this is just a sort of the whole world's a pyre and they're the match that's going to set it ablaze.
Yep.
I'm not. Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Okay.
So we are in their stomping grounds, and we came. How long were they in control of us?
Like right before Abraham got shot. So
Yeah.
Abraham was the one that was right.
In
It was
Mara,
in charge of
yeah.
Mara.
Okay.
Of the Dalton family. I don't know if that name means anything to you. From the island. They're still here, the family, so I don't know if they were.
Dalton. Oh, that was your
It's Rebecca's, yeah.
Said girl's.
Yeah, that's her dad.
Yeah.
Was her dad.
Timeline, I think Abraham would have been an adult at that point because Abraham was in his 60s and the 30s.
Oh, he would have been a young man. Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, he's not a pleasant individual.
No.
Ja, das tut mir leid. All right. So
we came here because we needed somewhere to regroup and try to talk things out after the shooting, and this was suggested, and we didn't really have a better place to go because we didn't know if Mara's place was compromised now, if it was her whatever she works for that shot her. Them. Fuck. And now it's foggy, and apparently someone's dying, and is the ground still shaking, JD?
yes, the ground shaking, that is very strange to me also. Should we that is not normal here. That has not happened here before.
Okay.
We used to live in California, so we are probably safer in this here than we are to run outside.
That's fine by me, because it was not this fucking foggy when we got here. That's okay.
How bad is the ground shaking right now, JD?
Not that bad. Like, we're
It's
not
like vibrations.
Yeah, it's like tremors. It's not like full on earthquake territory.
Okay.
Okay, are we talking like okay, the big difference I've noticed between like a truck drives by and you get like a little bit of like up and down motion. like bouncing with the ground. Earthquake is very distinctly lateral. Is it lateral?
It's lateral.
Okay.
Like, this is not a truck coming by. This is not something approaching. This is something is happening in the earth.
This
I mean,
is upsetting to me.
Yeah, I hate it. I mean, there's a tunnel system down there. I'm not saying we go
Probably
down
not
there while
for-
it's shaking, but
Probably not for too much longer.
oh, fuck, Evans.
What? Yeah, was there not some young men living down there eating
Yeah.
toast?
Oh, fuck.
I don't recommend we go running through a forest.
I don't know how to get there from here. Like, I guess we.
What are the?
I mean, he probably knows the fastest way out, so I'm sure he's probably already out. Also, we're probably gonna get lost if we go running off through this fucking fog. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming we can't see the path. We walked here from wherever we parked from. Or is the
You
fog
can't
clearing?
so much see the path, but I think you all would realize that you have a few options. I mean, one option is you stay. It does not seem like it's actively getting more dangerous. The other is you try to navigate, and you all have some options if you would want to give the reins to another for navigating this space.
Kai is of the opinion of, like, it's not that bad. Why invite more trouble in after the morning we've had? Let's just.
I'm just giving you
sit.
choices.
I know, and Kai's just a bit frazzled. And it's just like, why don't we just, if it's not that bad, why don't we just stay put and not risk getting lost in the fog in the woods on an island that's haunted?
We are haunted.
You
We
muted,
are-
Q?
We're just on an island. It's not that big.
A haunted island.
We're haunted. Like Dr. Finley just said. I'm a ghost. I'm dead. I've been dead for many years.
Me too. I am now in a very different body than I was before.
I think at this point, if we just sit and do nothing, the rest of the island's going to do stuff regardless. And I'd kind of like to know what's happening,
Do we?
Because it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen to us eventually.
I mean, maybe not if we just stay put and don't see what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that does sound dumb. That does sound dumb when I say it out loud.
Yeah, if we just wait, then eventually it'll just all sort of condense and converge on our point. And then we have nothing, nowhere to go.
Most of us, and by that I mean the residents, want to find out what game is being played and kick over the board.
All right. 2-1. Fair. Let's
It's not okay,
no,
hold on. No.
Because
it's not. Let's hear it out.
Mm-hmm.
This is not an against thing, and I know what you meant when you said that, but I think we need to start now understanding that we can't be a against sort of situation, not even in mindset. we're in this together. Okay?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't saying we split up. I was saying I'm outvoted, let's just go.
I think what Christian is trying to say is that we cannot afford to have you begrudgingly follow. If you feel you are outvoted, if you feel like you are not convinced that this is the right call, you need to say so. You need to tell us this, and we need to hear why. We need to hear what it is you need, because otherwise, we are weaker. We are weaker divided.
No, you.
Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes, doctor. Thank you.
I think I was leaning more toward caution because we just saw someone get shot in front of us, but this is a different situation. So I do hear what you're saying with the value of learning what's happening before it comes to us, if it comes to us.
None of us, to the best of my knowledge, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but none of us work for them.
For Mars, I mean, Dr.
Mars
Voss's,
people.
no.
Mm-mm.
I'm a tailor. I make costumes and clothes. I don't.
Rachel's people would do that to her,
Oh.
but they are not here. They would not approve of this situation.
And Weston is a lawyer, so I'm assuming this ain't his shit. I mean, this seems a bit loud for him. He strikes me as the more subtle type.
Well, I do not. What I am thinking is that I don't think that they have any reason to shoot us. I think they have more to gain from us alive. I don't think. I don't think they will shoot us.
Yeah. No, they could have shot us as we were coming out of the place. That's true.
I think they will divide us. I think they will send us on more of these vision quests. Which I don't know if either of you experienced one of those
Oh,
just
yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did either of you see tarot cards?
No, I was on a hike in the woods.
Oh, I would have much preferred a hike in the woods.
Where'd you go?
I went to some stuffy desk. And then my name plaque said the devil.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. That sucks ass. Okay.
You are in a lawyer's body. I'm
Oh.
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. No, you're right. That's so fair.
I'm sorry. That was probably trying to add levity.
No, like, of the interactions I've had with him, the devil seems accurate. Also, the devil's in the details. The devil's in the details. That's so funny and smart because he's a lawyer and also a dick.
Well, I, for one, think that I don't know how we get these people to meet us face to face.
Do we want that?
I think
Yes.
yes.
I
We want
mean, I remember where Mara's hideout is, if that might have some information on where to, who to contact, or it could be wiped out by now if they were aware of it. I wasn't sure.
no, we don't go back to Mara's hideout.
Okay.
I
There's
imagine. Sorry, go ahead.
I apologize.
I imagine that little dip into sort of no man's land, which is what I think Mara said. That hiding away is probably what got them killed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also I don't think any of us could get back inside. I think we risk
Oh.
leading our opponents to a place because none of us can get back inside. And if I let Rachel back, she will not let me back out again, and I don't want to deal with that.
Fair.
What?
Well, what I saw in where I went on that hike, I saw myself and the others as like colors. But what kind of clicked in my head was, why aren't the rest of you there too? Like, I got a sense from the place that this is like where we go in between, like where we try to figure out why we're stuck repeating this lifetimes. But how are we supposed to figure it out if we're not all together in that in-between space? So where are the rest of you?
Okay.
Interesting.
So then we try and go in together.
I suspect we need the doctor for that.
We do.
So, I have. Hey, JD, I got a question for you.
I love questions.
What were funerals like? After the siren went off, was there a gathering place?
That is a very good question. I think there were a few different rituals that would happen. I think because the TB ward was further away from the center of the island, and as one could imagine, was a common reason somebody had passed away, there would be a gathering at the flagpole there. And that would be the ways in which staff would honor the fact that someone had just passed. So that was one place. People would also meet at the town square in the center of town on the grass there. And then, of course, there would be the funeral, which, of course, was always, well, almost always, at the church of Our Lady Star of the Sea.
So, do we think if it was related, if they're tolling the bell or screaming the siren for Dr. Voss? We should go to the flagpole. That is where we would have gone for someone at the TB ward, and that seems to be the center of so much of this.
Steph, you are muted.
I mean, yeah, we're already outside the town proper, and I'm not familiar with the geography of this place, but for all I know, that might be the closest spot to go to. So I guess I'll drive.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's see if something weird's going on at the TB ward again. You have a flashlight?
Oh yes,
Rachel's
of course
bag.
I have all of those headlamps.
Oh, perfect.
Opens Rachel's fanny, like massive, like 2.5 liter fanny pack that she wears on her hip, and like starts
Did you
handing out
guys-
headlamps.
Did you guys drive my car?
Yeah.
There's a whole kit in the back too.
Nice.
Incredible.
Rachel would have remembered that.
Finley's like, I have a bunch of stuff in your bag.
Woman now, I can carry a purse. Do you know how great it is to carry a purse?
You know, it's better pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pockets are great. So fashionable, you could have fashion.
Finley. I
Apparently-
love Finley so much.
Apparently,
Finley's
you
of
can
the
now
last
have like cross bags
Oh, yeah.
as a man, and it's just fine.
Yeah. Finley was of one of the last generations where it was acceptable to be really flamboyant in your dress.
Yeah.
He was all about that.
Oh. So are either of you familiar with getting back through the fog, or
No, I
Okay.
suggest we drive very slowly, and I have a suspicion, as I suspect the both of you do as well, that the island is going to take us to wherever the fuck it wants us to go, regardless of what our desires are, because
that's a good point.
I hate it so much.
Yeah, this place sucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
We just have
try.
to drive very slowly, just in case where the island wants us to go is off a cliff.
Yeah. Okay, new fear. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I would rather not be surprised by that. So Kai's just gonna flip on the headlight and cautiously peek out the door because, don't want to be surprised, and head in the direction of where they parked the van.
And the three of you step out and into the fog, and we see those headlights cutting through as much as they can until they disappear in the sea of fog that surrounds you. We're going to come back and see where that leaves you in 10 minutes.
Woo!
And so don't go anywhere. There is much fun to still be had. There is perhaps a Dr. Voss, whoever she is, to be returned. And we're gonna see what happens, find out in RP, right?
Find out.
I love to fuck around and find out.
Sure.
I think you're muted, Q.
Literally fine. So my accent's weird because I'm from Cleveland. Oh no, why am I so slow? Okay, good. Okay, maybe.
You're good.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm from Cleveland, which there's not really an accent, except that there is.
There
kinda.
is. Yeah.
And then I moved to Florida, and I'm in North Florida, which means I'm in part of the most south, most southern Florida, not the South Florida, but the most southern.
I understand you.
Every now and then it'll come out, and I'm just like, I'm not even from here. What the fuck?
It's that North Florida, South Georgia accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, sure is. Around here, the word back and the word bike are the same.
Back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay.
Or depending on how country's bike, which is also sounds like bake, which is wild. Anyway.
Yep. Depending on how tired / angry I am, I've been told I go from the suburb of Memphis I'm from to South Memphis to Northwest Mississippi in the span of a sentence. And it's never good for whoever triggered that. I moved to Illinois and they're like, where's your accent? I was like, piss me off and you'll find out real fast. Oh, we're deflecting before JD just throws us back into the bad thing.
Yeah.
It's true.
maybe
Absolutely.
good things will happen.
JD, I was literally walking down a bloody, shadow, bulgy stairwell with burning books.
Where's the good thing?
And then there's these guys who don't know what
Right, and then we're going into the mist. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Literally, I think we ended last session with posting a bunch of gifs of The Fog, the movie The Fog.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're about to go just do some Silent Hill shit right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
If Pyramid Head
we're
shows
fucked.
up, I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't know what I'm gonna do about
Pyramid
that.
Head would not be a problem.
Listen,
You're
I
not.
mean,
Yeah, I was like, Cass, you're not even there.
you're not there.
I can dream him up.
I mean, I'm fine. It's fine.
Listen,
Yeah, that's the best thing.
extremely normal culinary adventures are occurring.
Absolutely. I wanted s'mores, so I got them.
Yeah.
We're having a normal one right now.
Don't let anything hold you back from s'mores.
So anyway, what were we doing?
Speaking of the horrors and me getting distracted by the burning marshmallow, speaking of things being on fire, we're gonna go back to Dr. Mara Voss, who is with Anna, and the two of them are making their way down a stairwell. I said before, it keeps going. And Anna especially would know that's not how this building works. I mean, that's not how any building should work. But it's also different when you have that familiarity and actual experience. And I would imagine that there are points where one or both kind of glance over the edge, try to gauge how close you are to the ground, but it's too dark to see things. You can see, though, the lights continuing to flicker somewhere below. And there's a feeling as you move down. It's almost like a sense of moving deeper and deeper underwater. And there are points where that flickering light, well, you used the word earlier. You talked about that feeling of not being bait when you noticed that thread. And there is something in that flickering light that feels like an anglerfish. Trying to bring you in, trying to bring you closer. But it never is closer. You turn, make another round, and you still haven't reached it.
Mhm.
What would you like to do?
Well, Mara's just going. But Anna, having noticed earlier that the shadows don't like light, has her probably second burning book and is just trailing it along the wall as they go. In lieu of touching it, it's just.
That is good to know because something isn't happy as Anna continues to make her way down, letting that fire touch those shadows, get
Not
close
touch. Very close, but not
get
touching.
close to them.
There we go.
There is A low hissing sound.
Okay. Like an animal hiss or like steam hiss?
Like an animal hiss.
Like a snake or like a lizard or like a cat? What are we talking about?
It's so much worse. It's a goose. It's just a whole bunch of Canada geese
You
down
know,
here with you.
Della, I hate geese
Sorry.
with a passion. I've been bitten. Okay.
I want to raise geese to slaughter them and eat them.
That is possibly the most you thing I think you've ever said.
It really is.
Listen, no, I have a business plan. I have a model for this.
Anyway.
So that is an interesting question, like what type of hiss? And it's like a mixture of all of those with if you're listening, an undercurrent that is grating, like when silverware gets stuck in the garbage disposal. It's this weird, almost metallic sound, and it's very faint underneath. It's not a pleasant sound. It is not a happy sound.
Have either of us heard that before?
This particular hiss. Yes.
Which one of us?
Anna.
When did she hear it? And where?
Anna, you did remote viewing,
Mm-hmm.
among many other things. You heard this sound in what may have been one of your more disconcerting and intriguing experiences. Because you're not positive, but you're pretty sure that the place you were in when you heard this, well, it wasn't somewhere you could point to on a map. Let's put it that way. It was not something that seemed of this world. I think words you would have heard used were things like the in between. And this particular space that you found yourself in was filled with shadows. It was almost impossible to walk. It was impossible to see. But anytime light got near them, they made this sound. And you hadn't thought of that before when you'd seen the way the stairwell was bulging, when you realized it was shadows beneath it, because this seemed contained. This seemed restrained. That space, that was all there was. But here, well, it's like they're bleeding through.
So, like, we're not in the in between technically, but it's coming in. I think Anna will very quietly tell Mara all about that. And I don't think she stops walking, but I think Mara, who maybe has been a couple steps ahead, is now walking side by side with Anna. And I think she reaches out and holds her hand. And I am not for biting. Chuck has made her appear. And she reaches out and she holds Anna's hand. And I think as soon as they make contact again, Mara hears Anna's voice in her head. And she says, "Do you want me to burn them?" And Mara thinks about it. It's a hypothesis worth testing. Maybe not when we're in an enclosed space. Let's go down. Hands inside the ride, Anna. And Anna just pulls the burning book out in front of her and away from the wall. And they keep walking.
And I think it's what would be like the normal distance to walk down a stairwell, i.e., 2, maybe 3 sets of stairs, that you're at the bottom.
They're still holding hands.
There is a door to your right.
What does it look like?
Looks like a normal door, the kind you would find in the school library stairwell.
The school, not the town.
This one very much looks like the school.
I think, real quick, what's the floor look like?
The floor is faded and peeling linoleum.
Shadows bulging through.
Not of the floor, no.
Mara will glance down, see that, and drop her burning book. And then reach out and open the door, still holding Anna's hand.
There is no reaction as the book falls. The door opens, you step through, and you enter what looks like a library basement.
Mm-hmm.
It is, in this case, actually dimly lit. And what I mean by that is in the center. I'm sorry, the baby is distracting me.
Because she's perfect.
Because, yes, absolutely perfect.
Hear her.
The urge to say in the center there is a cat. But that would break this game entirely, and we do not need to do that. So the lights are not quite emergency lights, but like the powered down lights that stay on when the main power source is shut off. Everywhere except in the center of the room. And you can't quite see what's there because there are a number of stacks between you and that. But I'm wondering, and I'm going to put this question to you. I have thoughts, but I'd love to hear yours. If Gwyd is down here, does Mara feel him?
No. But Anna does.
And Anna, in that case, knows that Gwyd is there, right in the center, where the room is lit.
I think she drops her book just inside the door, also still burning, and lights another one. And tugs on Mara. Come on, we found it. And takes off running, dragging Mara behind her.
And we're going to pause on the two, soon to be three of you for a moment. We're going to rejoin the group that has stepped out into the fog. Who is leading? I'm assuming Kai, but I did just want to ask.
I feel like
Actually, probably will be Christian.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it would be him. Kai was hesitant, and while I know that Dr. Finley is in place, like is in currently in the forefront, still femme shaped in Christian's brain.
Oh.
fair.
It's So he's like up front, headlamp. This is a fascinating little thing. I like this.
Aren't they great?
Yeah,
these
hands free.
These would have been so useful back in my time.
I can only imagine. Whew.
There are quite a few like innovations these days. The phones confuse me. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think they are a good idea. I keep every time I sort of review Rachel's thoughts and feelings regarding them, they seem like, I don't know, like a Palantir.
Like
That book absolutely came out way too late for Finley to know what it is. Sorry.
there's like I know that there's like a notepad function on here, but it is not at all the same. It doesn't plus what are you supposed to oh hey, this phone has a stylus.
Oh yeah, the fancy ones.
I just learned what that word meant. Okay.
You are a young person. You need to explain these things to your elders.
Yes.
I mean, sorry, my phone doesn't. I don't have a fancy phone like that. But yeah, some of them you can use a little writing tool on it, so you don't have to type all the time.
I'm not gonna lie to you, that might be coming around. That might make me come around on this. Oh. Right, so we were walking. Fully gone for like 5 seconds, and it goes, right, sorry. We were moving ahead.
I can
put that in
play
there.
this and yeah, okay.
No, just direct me. I got it.
Okay.
But while we're walking, you mentioned something about being in a place like where we all need to be. Okay. If we can find the doctor and they're not actually dead, if they're still, them, I think we should all try and come together.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. The sense I got was we're supposed to be there, but something is keeping us apart, which has me pretty
Right.
concerned.
Which is why we should unify.
Yeah, maybe.
See if we can't. Like I did it, and then you all did it. What if we all
did it at once?
went in here together, right?
There is no world in which Dr. Finley does not just snort when he hears you guys say that. Just like, sorry. No, this seems like a good idea. Seems.
See, you're saying that, but the little giggle you just had seems to say otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, you got an alternative?
No, it sounds like a good idea. It's just never mind. Never mind.
Sorry.
Yes, I think it's the right thing to do. I think
Mhm.
I don't think we have any other options.
Well, unless something pops out at us, who knows?
I have a concern that we're missing someone even if we get back Dr. Voss.
Oh, Sophie.
We're missing Sophie.
Well,
True.
she should be somewhere there if she's dead.
Is that how it works?
I thought. I mean, I just went there once, but that was the vibe I'm getting is this is where we're supposed to be when we're not alive. Look, I could be reading it completely wrong. I'm not.
Okay.
I mean,
this is beyond me.
And while I'm a worded man, I'm not necessarily a smart man. And I'm definitely not in the, like, I know what words mean, right? But like, there are concepts that elude me regularly. And this seems a lot bigger than what I'm capable of grasping right this second. However, I'm willing to try because clearly there's a mystery that we're supposed to solve. And while they haven't been particularly helpful in allowing that to happen, we can certainly do what we can so that we can rest. Finally.
Yeah, that would be good for all of you, because can't imagine it's fun being stuck as a ghost just in one spot in this fucking island.
No.
And I think that is the moment that you're having this conversation, and first you realize that you didn't walk this far from the car. The amount of time that you've been talking.
Yep, there it is.
There is the little criminal.
Crimes.
Baby crimes. Baby crimes. Oh, right to
face has no
jail.
remorse.
Right to jail.
Clearly, that face is like, I've done nothing.
Yeah.
Khajiit is innocent of this crime.
So in this moment, you realize that not only have you been walking for longer than this should take, but the sound around each of you gets muffled. You would swear that you heard the others just talk a moment ago, and they were right behind you, they were right beside you, they were right nearby.
No.
How dare you?
Mother.
I'm gonna try and reach out for him. Turn around and reach out for
Yeah,
him
Kai's
immediately.
immediately like, the fuck? It's just hands out.
So we're gonna start with Christian because I have
Knew
a
it.
question. I have a question that I haven't asked in a while. And
Okay.
I think this is the perfect moment as you're in this space where you feel cut off and isolated from those you have just been connecting with. Check in and see how everyone is feeling. And so, as Christian is driving the car, how are Weston and Raven and Russell feeling?
I'm so glad you asked. Weston has been irritated, obviously, because this Boy Scout is so loud and nosy, and he feels like the self-sacrificial sort, and that does not sit well with him, because like this man saw someone get sniped and then ran towards the shooter. So not pleased. But I think he's also been sort of studying the details that have been gathered. And so he's basically, if you put him in a room, he's been sitting at a chessboard where the pieces are the bits of information that they've collected. And he's trying to play his own game with it. Raven has been so quiet. Not a peep from him ever since the Keeper showed their face. And while Finley did eventually come out, he's been sort of reluctant to grace the rest of them with his presence. I will say, though, the mention of a group exercise doing some, esoteric existential shit did pique his interest. And he's like, there's a drug for that. Probably. So, now, interesting. Russell, ever since the confrontation with Thurston, has been sleeping. He's recently stirred. And, it's interesting when children sleep, they tend to dream big. So I think he's been taking in the information as if he was dreaming it all. These experiences, some good, some scary, it's been playing like a movie. And so I think as he sort of wakes up, trying to process it. And I would also like to roll Echoes of the Past with the Tree of Knowledge.
I would love that.
Do. Yeah, there's one. There's two. All right. Now, Shadow. Young child, what shadow dost thou have? Yeet. That is a 7.
Incredible. What would you like to ask?
That goes up the pass. Where you at? Oh. There it is. Ooh, I think I know. Can we change some of these questions?
Of course.
Fantastic. All right. Rather than who is an important person to me from a previous cycle, can I ask where?
That is an incredibly interesting question that may be shaped by my second one. And I want to ask this particularly because of, well, in part, what you had said about Russell dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
What is making Russell ask that question?
I'll answer both in and out of character. Where's Gwydion?
That is an absolutely perfect question to ask. Because the answer is not too far, almost within reach. And I think it's fair to say, given the conversation that was just happening about doing some sort of esoteric ritual and reaching out, I don't think Russell understands at all what any of that means, but I think
That's a made up word.
Russell does, I think, have the understanding and like very much that childish understanding of, well, if I hold hands with the others and I hope really hard, I can find him. I can reach him because he's not that far. He's there, which isn't here, but there isn't a big jump.
Right. There isn't over there. So I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to just walk up, take Christian's hand. There's that brief tense and then relax immediately. Well, hey there, sleepyhead. So glad of you to join us. Is there something I can do for you? Yeah, I want to find Gwydion. All right, well, how do we do that? Hope. You gotta think really big. And he will reach out for Weston next. And without even thinking, there's the instinctive reach out from Weston to take his hand. And then Raven is like, sure, kid. I've seen your power. Go for it. And going to think big things.
And as the four of you hold hands, and as Russell dreams real big, a door appears in the fog.
Gonna go through it. Hey guys, I found a door.
Two of you don't hear this quite yet.
Cool.
No, we need to check in on each of you first, because I'm gonna have the same question for you, Kai, as you find yourself, at least for a moment, temporarily alone. Well, not alone, but
Yeah.
as we check in, how is everyone feeling? How is everyone reacting to what's happened?
Well, we already know how Kai feels. Just unsettled and cautious, but also like, I'm fucking sick of this shit. And I actually want to try to get stuff accomplished, even though I'm scared. I think Rebecca was already kind of a mess with the self-realization and self-reflection. She didn't really have much of a choice to deal with. And then not having really much of a chance to speak to her father before, he got blown away. She's been just kind of wailing in the back of Kai's mind. But the talk of we could find Dr. Voss and all the weirdness is like maybe there's some sort of miracle. Maybe he's not dead for real. Ivy is very much eager for answers, eager to. She hasn't felt like she's done the best job of protecting people or trying to. Well, she's tried very hard, but she hasn't really had much success, both with the ward and then with Sophie. And then the shooting came out of nowhere. They did save the mayor, hopefully. She hasn't really had an update on that, but if there's a chance she could save someone else, and, Finley is also out, she would very much like to succeed this time where she hasn't yet. And Harlow is inquisitive. Harlow hasn't really come out yet, but they're a very curious person. They went into cult territory and got a bunch of info and published a big old book about it. That got them in a lot of trouble. They, of course, are inquisitive. They want to know everything, and realizing they're a part of something bigger than they thought, it's just cult shit. They're very much like wanting to know who has been fucking with them, because, we're not going to play that game anymore. So they all seem to be on parallel paths to the same destination.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
When Rebecca thinks of her father's funeral, what does she imagine?
She imagines the whole town there, of course. He was a very important man, and he did a lot of good for the community, even though She knows some people don't like him, but she figures most people would go there not out of out of respect for what he did for the town. She imagines it, of course, would be at Our Lady Star of the Sea, where they go to Mass every Sunday, and a beautiful choir singing, and just flowers, garland around the altar in the pews. Probably like pale flowers, white probably, against the sea of black mourners. And it wouldn't be raining. She would imagine it would be more a light fog rolling in off the sea.
And I think in some ways it is that image of the light fog that seems to soften the fog around you. And you hear Christian's voice. Well, someone speaking from Christian's mouth. I think in this moment you may not be sure exactly who it is, but you realize he's standing in front of a door. And you know instinctively that Abraham is going to be somewhere behind it.
I think my father's behind that door somewhere. And kind of takes a deep breath and just kind of reflects on the hike and the colors, and they are all separate. They can't supersede one another, and it's just like, okay, I get the sense you've got some complicated emotions about that, but if you would like to take the lead on this one, I will let you. Just don't get me killed, please. Like, seriously, please don't. And Kai will try to let Rebecca take the reins.
I'm going to let you do that. No roll necessary.
Oh,
A voluntary decision.
Yup. And Rebecca just kind of steps forward and is just like, we should go through it.
And before the 2/8 of you do, we're going to go to our last member of the group. Dr. Finley has been piloting the body. It has been a bit of time since we have seen some of the others, especially for a significant amount of time. And this is also the first time the bearer of the sacred flame has been out for more than a few words. Where are things at? At the body of Rachel Blauhair.
I think the view inside is shifting. Oftentimes, when there's a sense of conference between them, there's kind of a break room vibe between Finley and Rachel and Siobhan. There's kind of a sense of coffee in styrofoam cups, um, fake potted plants, tables with slightly uncomfortable chairs, and it shifts, right? But sort of depending on who's sort of talking, when Rachel is there, there's a Keurig machine. Then when it's Siobhan, it's like a coffee pot. When it's Dr. Finley, it's like a tea service. It shifts and changes. With the bearer, there's an even further shift to sitting around a bonfire. And so there's this switching back and forth in perception, whether they're sitting around a conference table or sitting around a bonfire. And they're all kind of in the same position regardless. And Rachel is sort of speaking in a low voice to the others and sort of saying, we're all in agreement, right? They don't get away with fucking with us like this. They don't get away with that. Siobhan scowling. I know I got my revenge, but if he's gonna come back and back again, then what good was that? That was just play acting. I died. And I'll die again. I'll die 1,000 times if it means I make sure that man doesn't get resurrected. The bearer just smiles. Their scarred smile. Be reborn, the old world must burn. Let's take it apart. And all of them sort of raise their drink around the fire.
Incredible. And I think it makes perfect sense that in that moment, when you hear the voices of the others start to come back, when you too see that door, for you, it, and I say this because it sounds like to an extent, all parts are unified in a similar goal in this moment. You know the pathway to that goal is directly through that door. That is the first step to dismantling and pulling things apart to be able to rebuild.
That voice, is that Russell? You found a door. Clever child.
Yeah.
You're so good at that.
Yeah.
Shall
Sometimes it got me in trouble. But yeah.
we?
If you're muted.
It's really clever, Russell. Good job.
Who are you?
I'm Rebecca.
Hi.
Dalton. Hi.
I'm gonna go find my friend Gwydion now. Okay?
Okay.
He's
I gotta-
gonna take your hand.
Good idea. Let's find Gwydion.
Yeah.
And walk inside with you.
Just gonna look uncertainly back at Finlay's like, should we all be holding hands?
Finley will shrug and hold hands with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
all together.
I don't want to get separated.
Right. Also, we have to hope, and just think really big, and then we'll find them.
Okay. Think really big. I can do that.
I think I can manage.
And so the 12 of you, give or take, step in.
A collective.
The collective step in, holding hands. And there's a few things that jump out to you in this moment as you walk in. Russell, you make a beeline for Gwydion, and you find him sitting in what looks like a circle of chairs that have been set up for group therapy, some sort of support group meeting,
It's about to be a fucking group
something
therapy
like
session.
that. But most strikingly, I would imagine this still catches Russell's attention as transfixed as he is on reaching Gwydion. There is a casket in the center. And it is, as Rebecca described, the flowers, choir singing. You can hear that somewhere in the background. And you start to hear that, Mara and Anna, as you're moving through. Even the mourners, but they're just faceless figures. They're not shadows. It isn't just shadows standing there in the background. It's almost like mannequins.
I just knew you were gonna say that. I hate it. I hate it.
I don't love.
Fucking hell. This is not the funeral. There were no mannequins at the funeral, JD.
Weren't there?
You weren't alive when Abraham died.
That's true. She don't know. It could have been a bare empty funeral.
I do feel like I have to ask, and I'm gonna toss the ball into your court, Della. I mean, the others dreamed big, and Russell made the door and found Gwydion. Rebecca dreamed big and created the funeral for Abraham, who indeed is laying in that casket. What were you dreaming as you stepped in?
It's so good. The best.
I think each of them has kind of a piece in this dream. There's the raging inferno that scorches everything in its path. Unmanaged, unmanageable. And then as it fades, as the fire dies, when the fire finally dies, green comes through the ashes. The world that will come when we're not in it anymore. Just because we won't get to see it doesn't mean it's not valuable. Doesn't mean we don't want it with every fiber of our being. A world that will be better because of us and maybe without us.
I think the way that manifests is that those books that were dropped ignite. We're definitely beyond the first spark. But in this moment, in this room, with haunting singing, with the mourners who are not even real, but placeholders, with the crackling of the fire starting, and with Mara and Anna and Gwydion, who, unlike the rest of you, are standing there separately. You know something significant has begun. Perhaps something catastrophic, but also perhaps something that looks like rebuilding. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you did, because I had a really bad idea.
Oh no! Oh
We
no!
love bad ideas, and we love getting a chance to make them worse because I've given you 2 weeks to think about them.
Oh, I won't remember.
Write it down.
No. Well,
Molotov's Abraham's body.
no.
Not in front of the daughter.
That last scene is so fucking cinematic in my head.
It's so good.
Mhm.
It's like
Yeah.
the flicker of flames coming through the stacks behind these like mannequin mourners, like a Doctor Who episode with no faces.
Yeah.
And then the circle of chairs. How many chairs, JD, by the way?
Yeah, bro. How many chairs?
They're 20,
Chairs.
24, 21. How
Right.
many?
There's 18.
Yeah.
Can't do fucking math.
Yeah, that's not ideal.
Mhm.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
Nar.
Because between
So-
the four of us, there's 16. If we added Wrath in, there'd be 20.
Right. You've lost one, and so have they. 18.
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
18.
Oh, you guys rated and we're done.
Oh no!
No.
We
Thank
just
you for rating
finished.
us.
Just
Raiders.
finished.
Guys,
You missed the funeral in the library.
You missed the
it was
horrors.
Duck Boat Day.
Oh, the mannequin funeral.
It was a normal one, and I just need you to all know that.
I mean, I guess on this island that would be normal, because fuck.
Look, I restrained
Right, it's
myself from making
normal in the
every
way-
bad decision.
Right. Normal in the way that like there's a normal amount of sleep that JD has.
Yeah, normal like Twin
Yes.
Peaks is normal. Because this is David Lynch's 24.
I mean,
Right.
correct.
Right.
We are in 48 now, but
David
correct.
Lynch is 30.
We are in
Mhm.
David
It's
Lynch's
the
48.
second season of 20.
Yeah.
Right. This is 24
I
season
mean,
two.
actually,
Right.
that's not untrue,
Season
which is fucking
Was an entire
hilarious.
day.
Listen, sometimes the horrors happen in a condensed time, and you learn a lot about yourself
Unfortunate.
and previous experiences you've had.
You got to be on some mad drugs to think, what if I made a show that was just set in 24 hours? What if we did that? I'm sorry. That's always been on my mind. I just it had to come out right there. I'm sorry.
You know, this is how it works. This is how it works, though.
I mean, I guess you could say we did this to ourselves, but damn, we didn't mean to do it that hard.
Oh, I did.
That's what she said. Both statements.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Also, Cash, you can't make faces every time Russell speaks. You can't do that because then I won't be able to.
Oh
I read the line and Steph was doing it too.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I'm just used to seeing Steph make faces when I'm playing Connor, so that's
Look, just honestly, imagine me like off screen making those same faces every time Teacup is on. Like, and it was like, I realized Steph and I make the same fucking face.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
It's just so precious.
It's delightful to witness. It's wholesome in the midst of the horrors.
Absolutely, and I had to have the dichotomy between him and Weston because Weston's awful.
Awful. Yep.
It's true.
None
All
of
right,
mine are
I know
good.
it's late, so I'm gonna have us do our outros, especially because I know a couple of us are gonna be back here streaming again tomorrow.
Sure are.
That certainly is not me. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Steph, you are the first one up. Tell everyone who you are and the awesome things you are doing.
Yay! Hi, I'm Steph. I've been Kai and Rebecca and Ivy and Harlow, just a little Harlow. Maybe next time, we'll see. But Rebecca's out in front of her father's corpse. I'm sure things can only go uphill from here for her. You can find me every other Saturday. Well, not this Saturday, next Saturday for a Season of Secrets Shadows Table 1 finale, which is going to be a
I'm
time.
sorry, Table 1 happens on Friday.
So,
Table 1 happens on Friday.
the debate continues. The other Table 1 is on Friday. You can catch them tomorrow, though. You'll have to. I'm sure it's going to be a normal one. You can also catch me over at Entropy Emporium every other Tuesday in JD's horror masks game, They Call Us Villains, where I play a doomed named Scylla, and she's so sweet, and biting is a love language, and it's also a weapon of self-defense.
And she has superior teeth.
Superior teeth, always.
Incredible. All right, Q, you're up next.
All right, everybody. Buckle up, strap in, let's do this. Hi, I'm Q. You can find me pretty much everywhere on the internet at Midnight Inc. That's Midnight_INQ. Q is my name. I'm sure you get it. Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I have a lot of stuff that I'll be doing just out here, out and about. You will be able to see me tomorrow for Table 1 or Table A. We can go Table 1 and you can keep Table A. It's fine. Of Season of Secrets and Shadows, where I'm playing Mr. Dorian Black. And then on Saturday, I'll be there for class reunion. Now, this is disrespectful. JD, you will be punished for these crimes. Saturday, you will see me for class reunion, where I'm playing a heartbroken angry boy. And then on Sunday, over on RPGs Uncovered, I'm playing the Starcrier conflict, where I am playing Logan Uhura, aka Desperado. I keep playing cowboys. Alternating Tuesdays, you can find me either here for Nephilim Tenebris, where I'm playing Cassidy Starrunner, or over on Entropy Emporium, where I'm in, they call us villains, which is JD's masked horror game. Masked horror game, correct. Where I'm playing Connor, the biggest little sad angry boy that you ever did meet. I have other projects in the works. Some I can't talk about, most of them, to be completely honest. Yeah, no, it's fine. Literally too many things. But yeah, other than that, just out on the internet, talking about hot people or Magic the Gathering. You can find me doing whatever. It's cool.
A normal amount of games.
Perfectly normal amount.
All right, Della, you are up next.
Hi, I'm Della. That's me. And you can find me here on LFTA every Thursday, either in this game or in Never Ember's Enigma, where I play B, who is a very normal gnomish wizard. Everything's going fine. We're not going to get arrested in this heist. If the heist ever actually happens, that game has been on hiatus for like 2-3 months now. It'll be really sick when we actually get to play it again. We should be back next week. Geodis did just confirm date. So we should be back next week, provided that nothing goes wrong. Nothing can go wrong. I am also the GM for Thy Kingdom Come, What If Percy Jackson Was His Dark Materials game, our Teen Urban Shadows campaign, where everything is fine. They're going to sneak a German brain in a jar into a library. The brain in a jar is on tank tread, so it should be able to manage getting there itself. Pretty okay. The stairs might be a problem. So that's what's happening there. I have a couple other projects. Okay, I have one other project that is in too early a beginning stage for me to announce, but eventually maybe it'll be a thing.
You are also doing cool stuff, Della, and we love to see it. All right, last but not least, Cass.
I think I'm going to beat Q on the counting this time. So hi, oh my god, I forgot all their names. I was Mara, I was Anna, I wasn't Abraham. Abraham's in a casket. And then Gwyd was, sitting ominously in a chair. Fine. It's fine. Oh yeah, there's gonna be some tackling. You can find me a lot of places this month. I think I'm on 5 separate channels. Yeah, 5 separate channels this month. Starting on Saturday with our ongoing Call of Cthulhu campaign over on Singularity, Speakeasy Conspiracy. My boyfriend may have threatened Elsie's character because I smooched her. Anyway, and then he's an eldritch snake god. She's not in danger. And then on Monday, I will be over on Queensgate Chronicles, playing Queensgate Chronicles, which is our buddy Sin's campaign. We're going to have a totally normal, not at all staging a queue meeting in the basement of our tea shop. It's fine. On Tuesday, I will be over on Lost Caravan, playing part 3 of our Old Gods of Appalachia game, which we have confirmed is going to become a long-running campaign sometime in the future once we finish this up, on the 4th and the 18th. And then on alternating Thursdays, I will be starting next week over on Entropy Emporium, letting Will torture me. We're playing Mecha Magical Girls. I may be a corrupted pilot who got yeeted into an alternate dimension and came back under mysterious circumstances. And then I will be playing back on Lost Caravan on the 8th, the long-awaited second part to our Beacon game that was supposed to be one-shot, did not end up being one-shot. Then on Sunday, back over on Singularity, playing Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, which is our City of Mist game. And then I have a few days off. and I'm back here for Redacted, and then I'm on Lost Caravan running the unintentional part 2 to Outgunned. Our heist is extending into a second part. They're going to bully me into keep running this group. And then there's other things at the end of the month, but I'm not going to count those out. It's fine.
You also have a normal amount of games, clearly. And I am going to be incredibly quick because it is late. We are all tired. We could all use sleep. And so most of the things that I'm doing have been announced. The next 3 things that you can find me in are in the coming 2 days. And those are, I will be running a 3rd season of Secrets and Shadows tomorrow. I will be in class reunion as Lindsay Ardane, who is just glad to be included. And then potentially, depending on how life goes, I will be with Exquisite Corpse Presents for Sister Cities that evening. I feel like I have something on Sunday, and that is haunting me right this second. I don't have my calendar switched to June, so it is like extra haunting me.
Academy
Is
Age?
it Academy Age?
Isn't it? It's not a recording week, is it?
It's not. That would have been last week, and that's why I feel... Nope, I don't have anything on Sunday. Okay, my brain caught up.
Wow, day off.
I am also... I can be found in The Kingdom Come, Never Ember's Enigma, and I also run They Call Us Villains. And I can be found in Nova over on Lost Caravan. So I can be found a lot of places. Look at my socials, JD not Jason Dean, and you will find me wherever I am at on any given night, because who knows? But with that, I'm going to see who we have to raid, because no one else may be on right now. It is Thursday evening. It is late.
Guild Superior's still up. No!
Della, you are muted.
I did forget to say one thing that I am doing. I am raising money for Extra Life. So if you want to get one of these hand crocheted custom beverage sweaters, you can look up my Extra Life profile under the Lobstar cult and donate. I think it's $5 for one of these.
Absolutely. No, we love that, and we have not done it in a little bit, but we will definitely be back this year doing some Extra Life weekend events as the year progresses, because we love to support that cause as well. And so my thought is, yes, let's raid into Guild Superior. We are going to go to our thanks for watching screen, and we will be back tomorrow night with a 3rd season of Secrets and Shadows. But for now, say goodnight, cast.
Good night,
cast.
Good night.
Are you gonna quit?